Good afternoon, Facebook friends. Thank you for joining us here at the 3 o'clock hour on Give DeKalb County Day. Today, May 6, 2021, super exciting 24 hours of giving. We are one of over 100 nonprofits in DeKalb County that are participating in this Giving Day. At stake today, I guess this is a way to put it, over $145,000 in a bonus pool that will be proportionally matched against all donations to all the nonprofits today. So your donation to the Egyptian Theater today goes even further with that bonus pool. You can donate easily online by going to lightscameradonate.org. You've got till midnight tonight for your donation to count towards that bonus pool. Alrighty, let's see where we're at. Right now, we're at $10,800. Our goal today is $25,000, so we're getting pretty close. We're about halfway there. And you may say, well, the math is off a little. Not really, because when we get to $20,000, we unlock our board booster. So we are over halfway there to that spot. When we get to the $20,000 mark, our board has put together a pool of donations of $5,000 that will be unlocked and get us to our goal of $25,000. So we are over halfway to this and making great progress. Want to thank our donors who have donated here over the last hour. Another anonymous donor, thank you so much. Pat and Karen Manning. And we've got another dog donation, Holly the Dog Angel. Thank you very much, Holly. We've also got a donation from Katie Kennedy, Lynn and Bob Hansen, Lisa and Dan Goodmanson, Denise Weinman, Arlene and Clark Neer, and then another volunteer donation from Mike Angel. Thank you so much, Mike. We really appreciate the support. Absolutely amazing to keep seeing all those donations coming in from our volunteers, community members, past donors, and new donors. We're well over 100 donors today that have contributed to the Egyptian Theater, and we couldn't appreciate your support anymore. It's absolutely amazing to see all the support coming in today. Now, without further ado, this hour's special guest is our very own NIU intern. Sammie is down at the stage with Janine, and the two of them are going to have a little conversation about our internship program here, and let's turn it over to them down at the stage.
Thank you, Alex, and I am here with our next special guest, one of our very own, our DCNP marketing intern for this semester, Sammie Musielak. Sammie, thank you for being here. I know it was a hard transition for you to come down those stairs to our studio here.
Definitely a long walk, but glad to be here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. So we've gotten to really know you over this past semester. It's been a weird semester, obviously, with COVID, but tell us a little bit about yourself. What year are you? What are you studying? All that fun stuff about yourself.
Sure. So I'm a sophomore, majoring in nonprofit and NGO studies with a sociology minor. And yeah, I mean, yeah.
So have you done internship works before? Is this the first toe dip into the internship world?
This is definitely my first. Being a sophomore even, it's kind of weird to even be in an internship. So having this opportunity to be here with you guys today is pretty cool and very unexpected.
Yeah, it's sometimes I think we go back, you know, real worlders. I hate saying real world, but you kind of harken back to college and harken back to being 19, 20, and it's intimidating sometimes, and what that looks like and what fundraising, what event planning looks like, especially during a pandemic. You're seeing the Egyptian Theater in a very weird part of its history, but you've adapted well and kind of come and join our team with great enthusiasm and great follow through. You've been running our Backstage at the Egyptian blog. Do you want to talk a little bit about, you know, interview questions you put together, responses you've gotten, and how that project went for you this semester?
So I was a little nervous about doing that because I don't really know a bunch of people in the community yet, because like I'm only a sophomore, so I've only been here for 2 years. But it's been really cool. Everyone's been super positive, and I don't know, it's just been, for me, it's interesting to kind of hear what's going on in DeKalb in general.
Yeah.
And especially during a pandemic, you don't really realize some places are really hurting, but some are really thriving. And so definitely seeing that has been really interesting dynamic.
Yeah, and you've done a fantastic job of putting together really thought-provoking questions, because I know sometimes it's hard to not ask those yes or no questions where you just have a response of yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
You've done a really great job of asking really in-depth questions and interviewed people from downtown merchants to past interns to our own behind the camera right now, volunteer coordinator, event services director, Brandon Pugh. So you've kind of run the gamut. Do you have, put you on the spot, do you have a favorite interview you've had to do, or have they all been pretty different?
I would say they've all been really different, but the one that definitely interested me was Sports of All Sorts.
Yeah.
Because like that was kind of a place I didn't really know what it was before, but they have a really interesting history words with DeKalb, so it's been really cool to kind of hear their story of how they developed over time.
Yeah, and a great example of a business that pivoted. I mean, the masks, they made USK's masks that matched our carpet and had to really, adapt to COVID. And as we, sit here and give DeKalb County Day, so many nonprofits have had to make that adaptation to survive or reach their base or reach their patrons or clientele. And you've had to do some adapting as a student, as what that looks like for your classroom setting, what that looks like with us interacting in our internship. Can you talk a little bit about, what's that been like as a student to have to change for COVID?
Absolutely. I will say that's probably one of the hardest things that's happened to me this year is just doing class online in like a nonprofit setting is really difficult, because that's not something a lot of people in the sector has even experienced themselves. So having to kind of try to adapt at the same time while you're still learning is definitely has been rough, but definitely an interesting learning experience.
Yeah, I don't think any nonprofit participating in today's day would have ever planned a year ago that we'd still be here today, but thanks to so many generous donors, so many people that have contributed to all these nonprofits on these days of giving have just been humbling. And like you said, you still learn something from it. It's different and it's challenging, but you're taking something away from it. So that's a great perspective to have. Now, you've done some show volunteering with us. We haven't had the gamut of shows that we normally have for our interns, but you've still gotten to do some movies, some dance competitions. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like to volunteer at some live shows?
I think it's been really interesting, especially with the dance competition.
Yeah.
Because you can definitely tell when you're talking to, whether it's a dancer, whether it's a parent or a teacher or whoever, you definitely kind of see like the importance the art has had in their lives, and how being able to actually perform during this time has really helped and has been very beneficial for them.
That's perfect transition to the next question I was going to ask of, we've talked about how arts can sometimes be hard to pinpoint what impact that might have on a community, what impact that might have on a person. But what do you think, if you could tell donors today why they should give to the Egyptian Theater, any arts organization, why do you think someone should give to something like the Egyptian here?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I think for me personally, I would donate just because it's had a big impact on my career and kind of what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
But for other people, I mean, the arts, yeah, they're struggling, but they will always be a big part of everyone's lives. So being able to help with that can make a big impact.
Absolutely. We are so lucky to have such a great nonprofit community here, a great nonprofit program just at this amazing four-year university here. So we get to interact with students such as yourself, and like you said, find a way to plug into some way so that in your future career you can harken back and remember, oh yeah, I can remember working in a nonprofit field during COVID. So I think you're getting a baptism by fire a little bit, but we hope that you take something away from it. I feel like we've had a good connection. We've had great work come out of you, and anything that you want to add before we wrap up this interview?
I mean, I would just want to say thank you. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to our donors. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not be sitting here right now. So I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
Well, we are so glad you were sitting here with us. We are so glad we've had you here for this entire semester. We wish you nothing but best of luck in your future. We know you'll do fantastic wherever you go. And thank you for you guys for tuning in. You heard it from Sammie, from herself, that you guys are making the difference in students' lives. You're making the difference in young people's lives, whether that be at an arts organization or at a different nonprofit today on Give DeKalb County Day. So thank you again for tuning in this hour. Thank you, Sammie, for sitting down for an interview with us. A kind of a nice capstone ending to this internship. And I will throw it back to Alex in the studio.
Thank you so much, Sammie and Janine. We've really appreciated having Sammie here this semester. We'll be sad to see her go, but has made a wonderful impact here. We love having interns here from Northern Illinois University in coordination with the DeKalb County Nonprofit Partnership. It's a great collaboration between NIU, DCNP, and local nonprofits, and it makes a wonderful impact. It is another perfect example of how your donations today can help support these ongoing programs. By supporting the Egyptian Theater as a nonprofit organization, allows us to continue to provide opportunities to local high school and college students, whether it's internships, volunteering opportunities, and other things here at the theater. So let's see where we're at. We're at $11,175. Thank you so much. You guys are really helping move the needle. I want to share real quick, Mike Angel made a comment with his donation saying, looking forward to getting back to volunteering at my favorite theater. So thank you very much. Mike is one of our great volunteers here. Love to hear those comments and really appreciate the ongoing support out there. So we are at about 45% of our goal. Again, our goal today is $25,000. We've got till midnight tonight to get those donations in. All you have to do is go to lightscameradonate.org. You can make your donation online. And again, every single dollar today raised through lightscameradonate.org is proportionally matched by a bonus pool for the DeKalb County Giving Day. That bonus pool is currently over $145,000. So whether it's $1, $5, or much more, your donation goes that much further in helping the Egyptian Theater today. Well over 110 donors so far that have also contributed to the Egyptian Theater. So we thank you all for your support. Next hour at 4 o'clock, we will be here with John Babin, and we'll be our next guest with Janine, I believe, down on stage. So we'll check in with her when she gets back up here with Sammie, but they'll be interviewing John. He's a local musician, participated in our 815 Live music series that we hosted, and really excited to hear from him and see how that went. So stay tuned. Lightscameradonate.org is where you can make your donation. Again, at the half-hour mark, Sammie will be live on Instagram and Twitter with our half-hour updates. Otherwise, we'll be back here live on Facebook on the hour, every hour, up until 9 p.m. tonight. So we'll see you again right here on Facebook at the 4 o'clock hour.